Alright, guys and gentlemen, welcome to Trezor Glory. Oh my god! Alright, boys and girls, so today we're going to be looking at icon swaps free, okay? And I'm just going to say right off the bat, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Your fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You freaking bricks! When will you learn?
There's definitely some gems in here, okay, so we'll go through each and every one of these icons and tell you whether or not I think they're worth it or not. Yeah, I just feel like, generally speaking, EA have kind of missed with this. Like, the other two icon swaps I thought were generally pretty good, but the thing is with the third icon swaps is by the time you can unlock 24 icon swap tokens, you know, but by the time you can get to the second set, Team of Season will be there, okay, and there'll just be some absolute nuts cards. So I feel like EA needed to release some nuts cards for the 23s and 22s, you know, of this, if that makes sense. But instead, the best icon you can get is Baby Zidane.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
To be totally honest with you, I was expecting for 24 icon swaps to see some shit like Middle Pele or Prime Moments Cruyff, Eusebio, you know, R9. I was expecting to see that kind of shit, seeing as there's no icon SBCs this year, and this is the substitute for icon SBCs. But no, and which is going to keep those icons at ridiculous prices, by the way, which doesn't help. So I just feel like, generally speaking, this is definitely a miss for me. This set should have gone crazy, and it's average at best. But like I said, boys and girls, let's jump into each and every one of these icons, and I'll give you my opinion on them. Obviously, you guys will have different opinions to me, so you know you will probably disagree with some of my stuff, but I'll just give you what I think of it. So wait. What? What the fuck? Lads, where's Schmeichel? Schmeichel was there. He's not now.
What the fuck is going on here?
Okay, I don't know why Schmeichel's not there. I have no idea why they took him out. For some reason, he's missing. So, ignoring Schmeichel, let's start off with Lipman. I've used Lipman quite a lot in this game, and I love this card. I think he's really good. But yeah, if you don't do skills, like this card is pretty nuts. The dribbling is not crazy. It's definitely not bad, but it's not crazy. It definitely could be better. But the shooting on this card is outrageous. Okay, especially outside the box. This guy's finesse shots, like from outside the box, are absolutely ridiculous. So I absolutely love this card overall. I think he's really good, especially for only 6 icon swaps. This is definitely a good one. If you do skill moves, you won't probably get this card, but if you're like me and you don't do skills, you will love this card, trust me. If you put an engine chem style on him, he is crazy good. Okay, the dribbling isn't the best, but it definitely could be worse. Pace isn't the best, but it could be worse as well. But that shooting is just outrageous, and for 6 icon swaps, I'd say that's a good one. Next up, we've got Moments Trezor Gay. Now, I haven't used Trezor Gay this year, but this card it's okay. There's definitely areas that are good, and there's definitely areas that aren't good. Similar to Lipman, he doesn't have the craziest dribbling. Specifically on this card, he's got really bad agility and balance, which obviously is a big thing this year.
Hey, what the f is that? Holy Jesus Christ.
But ignoring that, the shooting on this card is crazy good. 98 finishing is ridiculous. Really good physical stats there. Pace is air, and he is a 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill move. So overall, it's an okay card. It is only 7 icon swaps, so I'd probably say that it is worth it if this is the kind of striker you wouldn't mind. I think the shooting on this card is pretty crazy. So yeah, I'd say this is probably good. Considering it's only 7 icon swaps, I'd say that's a pretty good one. Next up, we've got Gattuso. Now, this is definitely one of the better value ones, in my opinion, okay? As far as CDMs go, you know, especially with those defensive and physical stats, it doesn't get much better. He's medium-high work rates, which is great. His pace is not the best, but it's definitely not terrible. The dribbling stats are pretty bad on this card, so I would advise boosting that if you do get this card. Something like a Guardian would boost it. Well, he doesn't really need a defensive upgrade, so I don't know. I guess an engine, something like that. Yeah, the defensive stats on this card are absolutely nuts. Okay, I mean it really doesn't get better than that. Physically is really good as well. So this card is absolutely fire. For only 7, it is an absolute bargain. So yeah, I definitely say that one's a definite good one. Next up, we got Laudrup. Now this Laudrup card got a massive upgrade from his Prime card. The Prime Moments Laudrup actually looks really nice, to be fair. He's 4-star 4-star, which is a great start. His pace is pretty good. The shooting stats aren't that good, but they're a definite like upgrade on the Prime one. Realistically though, what you want this card for is that dribbling, okay, and it really doesn't get much better than that. Well, and when it comes to dribbling, that is an absolutely insane dribbling card.
That's a 10.
Again, I think this is a good one. He's 4-star, 4-star. He's got good pace. His shooting isn't the best, but I do think with a chem style, maybe, I don't know, a Deadeye would boost the long shots and finishing, something like that. This card could be really good, so I definitely think that's another good one. I will say off the bat, like, I know I was criticizing this. I do think the actual low-end icon swaps are actually pretty good. It's the upper ones I'm disappointed by. These ones I think are all good. So if you're going to do the icon swaps, I would say either don't do too much grinding and just get one of the cheaper ones, or get a couple of cheap ones. I wouldn't bother going for the absolute, you know, the 23 ones. I just don't think they're very good. But anyway, I digress. All right, lads, on to Requell. Now, again, this is a really nice card, okay? He's not the tallest. He has medium-high work rates, which is really good. The pace, I'd probably say, is the most disappointing aspect of this card. Other than that pace, though, like, I'm just, oh, look at those fucking, Jesus Christ, look at that, 98 defending, like, that physical, like, this card is absolutely ridiculous. It is only 9 icon swaps. I think this is another good one. I think with a shadow card or something like that, this card, or not, it doesn't even a shadow, put a catalyst on it, for fuck's sake. Like, that card is ridiculous. Now, normally, lads, I would say stay away from the prime icon pack, you know, but considering it's only 9 icons, so you can get this and another icon if you want to, I think if you've got some serious balls, do it. Do it. If you've got if you've got faith in EA, which I don't, I personally am not risking it, but if you wanted to do it, I would say this might actually be worth it. Considering that this is a little bit disappointing, I would say the icon pack's not terrible. There's a good chance you get Vieri, there's a good chance you get a goalkeeper. Alright, lads, moving on to a card that I am seriously interested in, okay? There's a very high chance that I'm going with Overmars. I haven't used Overmars for a very long time, okay? The last time I used him was right at the start of the game when we used the middle card, and this card looks nuts in my opinion. Admittedly, the shooting stats are not the best, but to be fair, using the middle card, the shooting was just a lie, to be honest with you. Like, I had no problem with his shooting on the middle card, and that one only had like 82 finishing or something. This card's got much better finishing and much better long shots. So I have faith that this card will be able to shoot well, to be honest with you. But yeah, other than that, you got 96 pace and 91 dribbling. With it is a nice ass card. It's a 5-star weak foot too. Again, lacking the skill moves, but I personally love this card in this game. So there's a very, very good chance I'm going to go with him. I think he's very underrated in this game. Don't see too many people rocking out with Overmars. I think for only, what is it, 10 icon, I think that's really good personally. So I'm probably going to go with Overmars myself, but I'm a little bit undecided. There's a couple of ones I'm interested in, but Overmars is definitely one of the ones I really want. Alright, lads, moving on to Hullet. Now, here's the thing with Hullet. This one isn't great. It's not bad, but this one is such a downgrade on the middle card. It doesn't even look like the same. It's not even the same icon.
Know how I feel. Why would you say that?
There's definitely parts of this card that are really good. Okay, he's got a 5-star weak foot, which is great. He's 6'3", which is amazing. He's got decent enough work rate. He's only got 3-star skill moves, lads. So if you're expecting this Hullet to have the 4-star skills like the other ones, do bear that in mind. He does not have the 4-star skills. But yeah, this card is definitely not bad by any means, but there's just better cards out there now. The shooting's not that great on this card anymore. The pace is average. It's not bad by any means. It's just not nowhere near as good as the middle or the prime. The dribbling on this card's pretty bad, to be honest with you. It's really not great. It's got good composure, but that's about it. Defensively, this card is actually really good, so maybe if you're playing him as a CDM, he'd be worth it, but he's got no stamina at all. He's got no aggression either. It's just not that great. It is only 10 icon swaps, so it's not the craziest amount, but it's just not... It's not great. I personally wouldn't go with this one. I think there's definitely better ones out there. Moving on to Lampard then, lads. This is a card that I'm again very heavily considering, okay? One of my friends has this card and says that he's amazing, so I'm very tempted to get him. There are a few areas that this card does scare me, namely that defending. The defending is pretty poor on this card, but the same thing I could say about Seedorf, and Seedorf defends really well in this game, so I'm probably... I don't know about this one. I think it's really good. I just don't know whether or not I should get it. Again, the agility and balance in this card are pretty bad.
All right, I gotta leave, okay?
John, we just started. Come on, man.
Listen, there's a lot to see in this life. Not wasting it here.
But what this card does have, okay, decent pace, 80 pace is very nice. You've got really, really good passing stats there, incredible shooting stats, really nice physical stats, and he's also got a 4-star weak foot, which I don't think, I might be wrong about this, but no, I am definitely wrong. He does have a 4-star weak foot on all the cards. Again, he's not a skiller. This is definitely not a card that you're probably going to want to be playing as a cam, but more as a centre mid. Again, it's only 10 icon swaps, so I'm definitely considering it. If you guys are wondering Lampard or Hullet, for me, it's Lampard all day. I do like this card. I think this card could be really good. A really decent replacement for my moments Veron. That is another thing that's pissed me off, lads. I was expecting to see Veron in here, and I didn't. That's literally all I wanted, was a moments Veron, so I could sell mine and still have him, but no Verons to be seen, so that was disappointing. Yeah, a great card, really well rounded. There's a few areas that this card is definitely lacking in, but I think with a shadow card, this card would just be absolutely amazing. Alright, let's moving on to Paolo Maldini. This is a very good one, to be fair, lads. The only thing is the fact that it is 13 icon swaps, so you won't be able to get him yet. You're going to have to wait till pretty much team of the season to get this card, but the actual card itself is really good. Okay, it's medium high work rates. Defensively is, you know, doesn't get better. Physically could do a little bit of work. It's not the best. Yeah, it's definitely a great card, lads. I definitely think this one's good. It is definitely worth it. Just consider the fact that you won't be able to get him straight away. That might, you know, that might change your opinion on him. Moving on to KAKA, lads. Now KAKA's a weird one. I personally, I don't like the look of KAKA. I just think the shooting stats they're not bad, but I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. I don't know, I'm a little bit mixed on KAKA. I think if you do skill moves with KAKA, then it's definitely worth it, you know, because obviously you'll utilise the 5-star skills. Obviously I don't do skills, so I won't be able to utilise that. Dribbling stats in this card are nuts, you guys can see that. Just wish he had a bit more finishing.
No, you're still holding on! Let go!
Okay, let's moving on to Dalgliese. Dalgliese has a really nice card. I think, is this the middle Dalgliese? This is the middle one, right? It's 16 icon swaps, which is it's pretty decent. It's pretty fair. He's 5-star weak for 4-star skill moves, which is great. Shooting stats on this card are absolutely amazing. Dribbling's great. The stamina's not the best. It's okay. Pace is average. It's a very decent card, not gonna lie, lads. Personally, I wouldn't go with it because I feel like 87 pace in a month's time is gonna be pretty terrible. But if he had a bit more pace, I would say it's worth it. The shooting is nuts on this card, though. The dribbling is pretty crazy, and the 5-star weak for. So I would say this one's definitely worth it. Just for me, though, I feel it's a little bit too slow, so that's why I'm not going to go with him personally. On to Ian Rush then, lads. This is a card that I was definitely weighing up and considering. I just wish he was a little bit less icon swaps. I would love to get Ian Rush and Overmars. That would be a match made in heaven, but he's sadly 16 icon swaps, which is really irritating. This card has got a nuts upgrade from the Prime card, okay? And I really liked the Prime card. I used him a little while ago, and I thought the Prime was really good. But this card is just considerably better in almost every area. He's got a weak for upgrade to 5-star, which is amazing. Pace upgrade is really good now. The shooting on this card is absolutely ridiculous.
What the fuck?
Dribbling is not the craziest, but it is a massive upgrade on the Prime version. I think maybe like an Engine Chem style for this card would be perfect. Yeah, you don't really have too many flaws with this card. The skill moves is obviously a little bit disappointing for some of you guys, but physically he's down. Dribbling is pretty decent all around. The shooting stats are nuts. The pace is really good. So overall, I definitely think this one's a definite one to consider. I personally, I know I keep saying that. I always say that. I don't know why. I personally am going to avoid him. I feel like I need to get Overmars. I thought about it. I think Overmars and Lampard is what I'm going for. I think that's what we're going to do, lads. Alright, lads, on to Bergkamp. This card is pretty nuts, okay? 16 icon swaps, pretty decent. 4-star weak for 4-star skill moves. Pace isn't the best, but other than that, this card is absolutely outrageous. Yeah, this card is pretty outrageous, lads. Okay, you got incredible dribbling there, and the shooting, nearly flawless on both of those. The pace is what lets this card down a little bit, and again, I think in a month's time, that pace is definitely gonna be a bit troublesome against team of season defenders and stuff. Yeah, I think it's a good one. I think for 16 is definitely a good deal, but again, I just think the pace is a little bit shit. Alright, boys and girls, moving on to Requell. Now this one, I don't even feel like I need to talk about. I really cannot see too many people getting this card. It is a nice card if you exclude the pace, but for 18 icon swaps, I just think this is absolutely ridiculous.
You motherfuckers!
There's absolutely zero reason why you would get this card over KAKA. KAKA has the 5-star weak for and the 4-star skill moves. KAKA's got way more pace. The shooting stats are pretty similar to KAKA other than long shots. The dribbling as well is pretty similar to KAKA, so there's no reason to get this card. He's not even got good stamina. I don't know why this card is 18 icon swaps. Literally have no idea what EA are thinking on this one. It's not worth it even in the slightest. Alright, let's moving on to Maradona. Okay, this is 19 icon swaps. It's decent. It's not a bad card by any means, lads. I'm not going to sit here and slate Maradona. This is a crazy good card. Again, I just think for 19 icon swaps, it's just probably not worth it. You know, you got terrible stamina there. 3-star weak for Shooting stats are nice, to be fair. The pace is pretty average. I don't know. I personally would veer away from this one. I think there's better ones in here. I just think that stamina lets him down massively, and the freestyle weak foot is a little bit disappointing too. All right, let's moving on to Emmanuel Petit. This is 19 icon swaps. This is a really good one, okay? I was definitely considering getting him. The only reason I'm not going to get him, I've used Petit last year, and I used Petit the year before, and I hated him both years. So there's a good chance I'm going to hate Petit 3 times in a row. I'm just not likely to like him. Only freestyle weak for freestyle skill moves, which is a little bit disappointing. The work rates are really good though. Pace is pretty good. It's nothing ridiculous, but it is good. Shooting stats are kind of a mixed bag. Okay, you've got crazy long shots and shot power, but the finishing is pretty low. Dribbling stats aren't great either, and the more I'm looking at this card, the more I'm thinking it's not worth it. If I'm being totally honest, this card is basically Gattuso with a bit more dribbling. If you need a French icon, I think Petit's good. I think 19 icon swaps is a good deal, but yeah, definitely consider there's some shit stats in here. The dribbling is not crazy at all. The finishing's really bad. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. Definitely things to think about with that one. I think it's I don't know. I'm a little bit mixed on it now. The more I think about it, the more I'm mixed on it. Defending and physical, no doubt. I think as a CDM, this card is going to be good. At the same time, maybe just get Gattuso if you're going to use him as a CDM. So I'm kind of unsure about that one. All right, let's moving on to Canavaro. This is definitely a good one. Okay, there's absolutely no shade that I can throw at Canavaro. This card is absolutely ridiculous. How does that pace make any sense?
What the fuck?
Definitely areas of this card that are really good. Okay, you got 87 agility, which is obviously going to be great for defending. The defensive stats themselves are amazing. He's got 91 strength. It's just whether or not you trust it with the 5'9". The work rates are great. Imagine this card was 6'2". Can you imagine that? Like, with those stats, you just... What the fuck? Moving on to Carlos Alberto, lads. A really nice card, to be fair. This is definitely one that I can see a lot of people getting, okay, because the final two aren't that crazy, and Carlos Alberto has got a really nuts card. The only thing I will say about this card is that there's already a lot of really good right backs in this game for much less coin-wise. Antonio Valencia, for example, came out last week, the Libertadores one, or whatever it's called, and looks just as good as this card, if not better. I've got the Europa League and Babu, who looks just as good as this card. So there's many right backs and left backs in this game for much cheaper or less grind on stuff like that. However, I could see a lot of people like getting this card and moving him into the midfield position. Okay, he's got really good attacking positioning and really good finishing there for a right back. He's got really good defensive stats. So if you were to move this into like a CDM position, he's got 4-star weak foot as well. Like, this could be a really nice midfielder. All right, let's on to Garincha. I feel like I've already sort of spoke about Garincha. It's not a bad card. I just think that there should be better. This should be moments, Garincha. Like, for 21 icons, this should be moments.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, this card is great. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's good. I just think that, I don't know. I just think for 21 icon swaps, this should be Eusebio. It just should be. But yeah, the dribbling on this card is absolutely nuts. The shooting is decent. It's definitely not bad at all, and the pace is good. So overall, if you like this kind of right winger, then he's definitely good. I'm not gonna throw shade at him. He is a really nice card. It's very decent. I just think for 21 icon swaps, it's just, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of grind for a card that, I don't know. It's just a lot, you know. It's a lot of grind. You've got to wait a long time. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's a good card though. And to finish off, lads, we have just to me, just disappointment. It's just disappointing. Like, this is 23 icon swaps. Why is this not at least middle Zidane? If you're not gonna have icon SBCs, or just give us icon SBCs, then I wouldn't complain about this shit. Again, lads, it's not a bad card. Like, I'm not throwing shade at the card. It's just 23 icon swaps. I'm expecting more, but the shooting on this card is great. The pace is great. The dribbling is great. The defending is kind of you know, it's not bad, but the defensive awareness is really bad.
I want to die. I want to be dead now. I don't want to, no, I don't want it anymore.
It's a good card. I just think for 23, I'm expecting at least middle Zidane. At least. At this stage. You know, obviously I understand if this was Icon Set 2, but this card is, honestly, it reminds me of Vieira of Icon Swap 2. It's way too much grind for a card that is, yeah, you know, it's good, but it's just, yeah. Yeah, lads, that about concludes things. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go through some combinations that you can potentially do. Obviously, out of all of these guys, you can only get them. You can't get anyone else with these guys. You can go with Requell and one of the 6s. So if Schmeichel comes back, you can get Requell and Schmeichel or Lipman. I just wouldn't advise that whatsoever. Definitely don't do that if you ask me. If you get Bergkamp, Ian Rush, or Dalgliese, you can also go with Gattuso, Lipman, Schmeichel, Schmeichel if he comes back, or well, who's the other one? Trezor Gay. So you can go with any of those 4 as a combination, which I'd say is pretty good. I honestly think Ian Rush and Lipman, or Ian Rush and Gattuso could be a really good one.
Fucking delicious.
With KAKA, you can go with any of the 9 as well as the ones I previously stated. So you could get KAKA in an icon pack, which I think is pretty good, to be honest with you. KAKA and Puyo is really good. KAKA and Laudrup is good, or KAKA with anyone is pretty good. So I think that's a very decent combination. If you get Maldini, you can go with all the ones that I stated previously, all of those 9s, but you can also go with Overmars, Hullet, or Frank Lampard. I think Maldini and Lampard, or Maldini and Overmars could be a really good one too. And finally, lads, you could go for a triple combination of like something like Overmars and then any of the 2 7s or any of the 2 6s. So you could get some, for example, Jerry Lipman, Gattuso and Overmars. That's a combination that I'm definitely considering. There's definitely a lot of things to consider. I think the lower end icon swaps are really good generally, other than I think Hullet is a weak link. I think there's a couple of weak links, but generally the sort of like middle and lower end ones are really good. I just think the higher tier ones are a little bit shit. For me, I'm probably either going to go with Overmars, Lipman and Gattuso, or Overmars and Lampard. Probably going to go with Lampard because I think I can sell my my Varane. I can change the formation and make my team work with Lampard instead of Varane, so I'm thinking about that. Yeah, I think generally speaking, lads, a little bit disappointing on EA's part. I think they could have done so much more with that. You know, it's just it's not bad, but I don't know, there was so much potential, and they kind of fucked it a bit.
We've been here less than a week, and I feel like it's a year. I hate it here.
Yeah, that will conclude things. I hope you did enjoy this. I hope this did help you decide on some icon swaps and stuff like that. I'm not totally sure what we're going to do in the next episode, but I have a vague idea. I'm probably going to do an Overmars review once I get him, you know, because he's one that I'm probably most likely going to go with. So I'll probably do an Overmars moments review after that. But yeah, I've got a couple of ideas, so stay tuned for all of that. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.